Hello, welcome to my channel. So I've decided that I'm going to do a flip through of all of my travel albums, journals, because when I go on to YouTube to see if I can find anybody's travel albums slash journals, things like that, I can't find too many of them. So I've been doing this since 2015. I previously did like 12 by 12 scrapbook albums and things like that. But every time I go on a trip, I do a specific album where I collect all kinds of maps, pamphlets, napkins, business cards, anything, postcards, anything like that. And I tend to do this while I'm on the trip. And most recently, in the last couple of years, I will do like a journal to write down everything that I do. And then when I get home, I'll do the album. Like we just got back from Cancun in March, and I have not done that album, but I have all of my notes and everything ready to go. So that's something I'll be completing probably by the end of this month of April. So this was our trip to Orlando, Florida in 2015. This was our first vacation for me and my husband together. Now, mind you, this is 10 years ago, so my kids are a lot younger. They are out of the house now, but without further ado, most things that are in here for like ephemera, like this, I bought off from Etsy. This I got from, I want to say Joann's a long, long time ago. And then this was probably off from scrapbook.com. This was probably in the packet that I got of stickers from Joann's. I'm pretty sure I was working at Joann's at the time, so I got me a little nice discount every time I bought something. This is my journaling of the trip. I was journaling as we drove and things like that. Yeah, see, my kids are so young in this picture. They're 20 and 22 now, so good memories with them. This is just us driving down. Yes, we always drove from way upstate in New York down to Florida, so it would take us almost 24 hours to get there. But that journey is always a fun journey. So this is one of the stops that we make in New York to one of the rest stops. And then this was funny. We were in Georgia and my kids found a payphone. Oh my God, they were flabbergasted when they saw that. And this is just some of the postcards that I have collected along the trip. So funny story of this trip. We hit this huge crater in one of the exits coming back from getting gas in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has like the worst roads on the interstate, and it decided to break one of my tire belts. So we had to find a Walmart where I could get my tire fixed. Well, our GPS sent us on a wild goose chase. The first one was non-existing. There was never even a Walmart where it sent us. The second one, the Walmart wasn't even open. They were still building it. Finally, we did find one, and like 2 hours later, we still hadn't heard our names come over the intercom saying our vehicle was ready. So we wandered back to the auto parts area, and they go and tell us that they can't get our tire off the rim due to corrosion. Mind you, we live in upstate New York, way up by the Canadian border. It wasn't corrosion, it was salt. So I spoke with the manager of the auto area. He was from way upstate New York. He got our tire off. We got back on the road. We get to Georgia and we get a hotel. Look at how cheap the gas was 10 years ago. $1.95. I would love that. It's $3.39 where we live right now. Ridiculous. So we ended up having to get brakes on my vehicle. That was, I mean, it was just a trip. Let me tell you, it was a trip. So we got our brakes put on, and me and my now husband sat and waited at a Love's that was right next to the auto body shop. They changed our brakes, and my mother and my 2 kids stayed at the hotel while we did that. And I got a nice little postcard. My son, oh my God, he looks so young. Another little pit stop. And we finally get to Orlando. Now, we were rushing because we had made reservations at the Medieval Times because that's where my daughter wanted to celebrate her birthday. Her birthday is on the 10th of February. And we were kind of celebrating both of our birthdays. Mine's the 8th, hers is the 10th. So we literally arrived at our condo that we rented and dropped our stuff and then headed right over to Medieval Times. It was a pretty cool show. Like, I just put in one of the napkins, and then we got this cool little leaflet. And then there's my beautiful daughter celebrating her birthday, a little blurb. And then this was kind of cool. I did put it in backwards. Let me turn that around. But there was no utensils. We got to eat with our hands. That was pretty cool. My daughter absolutely loved it. Some of the nights they threw out flowers. My daughter collected one of them. I got one of them. It was just all around a great night. She had a blast celebrating her birthday there. The next day we kind of enjoyed some pool time. It was Valentine's Day, so me and my husband now, we literally had been dating probably like 2 months at this point. We had booked a dinner at this mystery show, and the kids stayed with my mom. So it was probably like just a stay at the condo day. We played in the pool. We just had a relaxing day. And then me and my then boyfriend, now husband, went down to this Sleuth's Mystery Dinner Show. Oh my God, this was so much fun. We had a blast. This was one of the things that were on our table. So as they were giving us clues, we could kind of try and figure it out. Yeah, we didn't figure it out. But it was still a blast. Like, this stuff I booked before we went down. The traffic down there was ridiculous. Like, where we were staying was probably about 2 exits away from our show, and it took us 2 hours to get there. Yeah. So when we got there, there was no parking. So I had Jim just drop me off so I could go in and get our spot to sit so they didn't think that we weren't showing up. And then he went and parked in the parking garage. And we actually got seated with people from Canada, which was kind of cool because we're way up here by Canada. So I got this, and then, oh my God, this was so funny. My husband comes in, and this lady, Edna, walks him up to the table, and she's got her little feather duster, and she's like, "Who does this lucky little fella belong to?" Oh my God, he was so embarrassed. But it was funny. It was a good time. And then they gave us this. They came around, took everybody's picture, and you had the option to buy it. Of course, we bought it because I love to have memories like this. And this day we went over to SeaWorld. Kids had a blast. It was, I think this was our first time we've been to SeaWorld. Mind you, we've gone to Orlando numerous times prior to this, but I never really did books like this. I did the 12 by 12 albums and things like that. And like, they had these cute picture spots where you could go in and take multiple pictures. I got a little bottlenose card here that tells you more about dolphins. Love dolphins. They're so cute. And then we just wandered around, had a grand old time. My mom and the kids. It's just crazy to see this because they're like so much older now. Then we went back to our condo and just kind of lounged. And then the next day we went to Aquatica, which this was the first year that it was opened, and it is SeaWorld's water park. My kids had a freaking blast. I mean, everybody had a blast. This was probably one of our most favorite parks we had been to. The kids loved this. I don't know how many times they went down it. And to be honest, this was probably one of the only parks that was not packed. So we could pretty much go on any ride, do anything without being clustered with a bunch of people. And the kids just loved it. I did go on one ride. When we got up there, I wanted to chicken out because I have back issues and I didn't really want to go down and injure my back. Well, my husband talked me into doing it. I did it. I had fun, but I hurt my back. But that's okay. It was a good time. Me and my mom, we were relaxing while the kids were in the wave pool. Jim and the kids went down another raft ride. They had a blast. Here's the kids were in the wave pool. We just had so much fun here. And with Aquatica, I don't know if they do this anymore, but you could buy a meal package for everybody. And then that way you could have your drinks all day long. You could have whatever you wanted to eat all day long, and it was all included, so you didn't have to worry about having, oh, let's just get a pizza for everybody, or having to pay an arm and a leg for a burger and a fry like you do at Disney. And then the following day, we went shopping. We always go shopping at the outlet malls when we went down to Orlando. I actually bought myself a Coach purse and a wallet. That was like my birthday gift to myself. I did pay a little bit of money. I find that if you go to the Coach outlet online, it's cheaper. We all got new shoes while we were down there. I went to the Vera Bradley outlet as well. I love to do these pennies and quarters and things like that. Just to keep in my book as a memorabilia. We went to Wonderworks this day, and the kids had a blast there. We did some laser tag. They had all kinds of different things you could do. And this is the map. I'm pretty sure the kids did like the climbing, the rope area. We did the earthquakes. I think the kids did the hurricane area. And there was this one spot that you could lay on a bed of nails. Oh my God, I tried. And no, not for me. That hurt. The kids did it though, and they loved it. And my husband wrote me a nice letter. And then I love how they do images. They're so cool. This one was awesome. Made us look like we were up in a space shuttle floating in the air. Then they had this like 3D movie. So we did that. You actually felt like water was being misted at you, and like you were up in the air and stuff. So this is where we were playing laser tag. That was a lot of fun. I don't remember who won. Another 3D picture. And then the kids being the kids. Let me see. Does it say who won? No. Oh, it was a 4D roller coaster. And it actually felt like you were there. This is where the kids, they were in the arcade. Yeah, so there's so much stuff to do down there, and it's hard to choose on what you want to do, but... And then they had this where it was like 28 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's how cold the water was when the Titanic sank. And that water was definitely cold. There's the bed of nails. He could do it. I couldn't. Oh my God, it hurt. Yeah, there, I tried it. Yeah, I got off it real quick. And then, of course, you know, Marilyn Monroe. Love me a good Marilyn Monroe. Would love to meet her. But yeah, we had so much fun there. And then this day, Thursday, which was day 9 of our vacation, we went to, then it was called Downtown Disney. Now it's called Disney Springs. It was so cold. Like, mind you, we're from way up north in New York, but going to Orlando, you don't think you're going to get temperatures this cold where you got to wear hoodies and you're freezing at night. Let me see. Did I write down the temperature? So it was 43 degrees. And then with the wind, it felt even colder. But, you know, we still had made the best of it. It was just the one night. We were actually supposed to go on this balloon, but because of the winds, they canceled it. So we weren't allowed to do that. We were actually waiting to go into Planet Hollywood for dinner. We did. It took us like an hour and a half to get in. And then it was actually 2 hours when we got to sit down at our table. And then it was another 30 minutes to get our food. By the time we were done, it was 10:30 at night. But it's an experience. We were all freezing. Oh my God. By the time we got in there, we were definitely ready to eat our dinner and get home. Or back to the condo, I should say. And then this day we went and did some mini golfing. My mom hates mini golf. I kind of ruined that for her because we went to Virginia Beach back in 2009. And some reason me and my mother got into a huge fight. And I wanted to beat her with a golf club, but I didn't. But yeah, we had a really good time playing mini golf. And then the kids wanted to do some gemstone mining, and they found some pretty cool stuff. My mom with my son, with my daughter, and then with me. And then we went back down to Downtown Disney to do some shopping. Lego store. Shillelagh. Then, of course, I grabbed the map. So we took a boat to get to one side of the shopping area. Well, when we went to go take the boat back, we took the wrong boat. Mind you, we're freezing. So we had to get back on a different boat to get back over to the parking garage. But we made it. Cinderella, she's my favorite princess. Mikey with his little Woody that he bought. Just some random pictures from the day. And then day 11 of our vacation, we just hung out at the pool, relaxed because we were getting ready to head home. The final day, we had to get packed, get everything ready to go. I had to go over to the flea market to buy another suitcase. I did so much shopping while we were down there. And actually, a lot of it was for our wedding because we were getting married in September, and I went to a Hobby Lobby because where we live, there wasn't a Hobby Lobby at the time. So I got a lot of the Hobby Lobby, or a lot of the wedding stuff at the Hobby Lobby there, and I had to buy another suitcase. That was fun. We stopped to Daytona on our way through. We always stop there. Kids have a blast. We can park right on the beach, which is really cool. Had to get some beach pictures. Looking for shells. Sometimes I put my shells in the book. Sometimes I don't. I have a shelf where I keep all of my sand and shells. And then after this, we headed home on our, lovely 24-hour drive. Usually when we head home, we don't stay over anywheres, only on the way down. This is one of our favorite truck stops. They have so many different places to eat, so much stuff to look at, different souvenirs. But that's my 2015 album. I probably have another 20 albums, 15 to 20 albums to flip through. So I'll probably be trying to post one a week. And I also do Hobonichi Cousin, Hobonichi Weeks. I do journals. I can post my 12 by 12 albums. I can do flip throughs of those. I haven't done a 12 by 12 in a little while. Kind of switched up how I do my my memory keeping. So, because those 12 by 12s, once you have so many of them, they take a lot of room. So, but I am always getting things in the mail. Like, I do Hubman and Chub Girls subscription monthly, and then I do a Shine Studio stickers subscription. Those are mainly for my Hobonichi Cousin and Weeks. Today I actually just got the new Midori Traveler's Notebook, which is a travel set. So I'm probably going to use that to write my notes down for our trip to Tennessee in September. That is our 10-year anniversary, so I will be doing that one. But yeah, if you like this sort of videos, content, anything like that, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment if you have any questions, and I will see you on the next one.